It was 3:14 a.m. when the sound started. Not a loud bang, but a slow, deliberate scratching against the front door, right where the lower lock met the frame. He sat perfectly still in bed, his breath catching in his throat. He lived alone on the 4th floor. There were no stray animals here. No neighbors who knocked like that. Just the steady, rhythmic sound of metal scraping against metal. Every instinct told him to run to the door, to shout, to make noise. But fear has a way of turning blood into ice. He forced himself out of bed, his bare feet making no sound on the cold floorboards. As he reached the hallway, the scratching stopped. The silence that followed was worse. It was the heavy, suffocating silence of someone on the other side of the door, listening. Waiting to see if they had woken him up. Then came the voice. It didn't sound like a stranger. It sounded exactly like his own sister's voice, coming from the dark corridor outside. "Hey, let me in," the voice whispered. "I lost my keys. It's freezing out here." For a split second, his hand reached for the deadbolt. Relief washed over him. But then, his eyes drifted upward to the top lock. The top lock that had been broken for months. The lock he had never fixed. The voice outside spoke again. "Come on, open up. I know you're awake. I can hear you breathing." But his sister was 300 miles away. And as he stared at the door, he noticed something that made his heart stop completely. The shadow blocking the light beneath the door wasn't the shape of a person standing. It was the shape of something pressed flat against the ground, peering through the gap. He stood frozen in the dark hallway, looking at the single, remaining lock holding the door shut. And then, he heard the scratching start again. This time, it wasn't coming from the bottom lock. It was coming from the broken lock at the top.